What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. And this time, we're going to be taking a look at Deep Blue Sea, directed by Rennie Harlan, starring Thomas Jane and Samuel L. Jackson. Deep Blue Sea. Well, I'm going to make this review as short as I possibly can because I think Deep Blue Sea is one of the last great and probably the most underrated shark movie out there. I love Deep Blue Sea. I have a history of this movie. I remember seeing it back in the theaters when it first came out. Loved it then. I like it now. Now, of course, this movie is completely stupid. It's ridiculous, and I love it for it. The movie knows what it is, and it's not afraid to tell you what it is. The overall premise to this movie is completely stupid. These scientists are trying to find a cures for Alzheimer's, and by doing that, they enhance the brains of three mako sharks. But by doing that, they actually increase those sharks' intelligence, and one by one, the three mako sharks try to take out the people on this scientific rig, and that's where the chaos ensues. So yeah, the overall premise is completely dumb. If it was any other movie, it was an automatic failure. But for this movie, given what it is, it works for me. I like it. You got solid performances. I really like Thomas Jane as the character of Carter. He has that right amount of mystery to him, and you root for him. He's a good hero character. You got Samuel L. Jackson in this movie. And yes, this movie is famous for Samuel L. Jackson getting attacked by the shark completely out of nowhere near the middle of the third near like the middle part of the movie. One of the best scenes in the history of shark movies is Samuel Jackson's death scene. But up to that point, Samuel Jackson I thought was great as the character of Franklin. He's also a guy with a very dodgy, shady history, and I like his interactions with all the characters, specifically with the character of Susan, who is the overall person who played by Saffron Barrows, who is responsible for the sharks to go out of control. And I like how this movie, now originally Susan was supposed to survive this movie, but given that all the events that take place was because of her death scene is so satisfying. But this movie tries to make you like her, but every decision she makes you hate her, completely hate her. And it all starts off, now when you first meet her, she's all right. But once that first attack happens, when the shark bites off Stellan Skarsgård's arm in a great gory scene. And by the way, Stellan Skarsgård in this movie as the Doctor, for the scenes he's in, I like him. He's hilarious. He's funny. I like his dry delivery. Stellan Skarsgård is good in anything he is. You can give this guy 30 seconds and he'll make it a memorable 30 seconds. That's how good Stellan Skarsgård is. And like Samuel L. Jackson, Skarsgård has the second most memorable death scene in this entire movie when his arm gets bitten off in that first big shark attack. And what sealed Susan's fate was when Carter was supposed to go kill that shark, but Susan slams down on a button which has the shark get lowered into the ocean. And that's where Susan's fate was sealed. She would rather save a shark that pretty much killed, in her own words, best friend because she's greedy. I understand why, but the second the shark starts attacking people and goes out of control, your reasoning for wanting to preserve it goes out the window because it's either killed or be killed. So I like all that, and Saffron Burrows' performance all throughout. She's got that right amount of like that bitchiness to her that just makes you want to hate her so bad. No matter how hard the movie tries to make you like her, every decision she makes you hate her more and more and more, and it makes her death all the more satisfying at the end of the film. So yeah, I like all that stuff. I like the character of LL Cool J as the character of Preacher. I like LL I think LL as an actor. He's actually pretty good. He's not over the top. He's not bombastic. He plays a very likable, simple character. He plays the cook at the rig, who's also a recovering alcoholic. The movie alludes to has a talking parrot, and LL has probably some of the most funniest scenes in this movie as well. And he has a very memorable scene where he kills one of the sharks by exploding it, and he has probably one of the best lines ever. Like, "You wave my bird," and licks a lighter at it. It's good stuff. Over the top, cheesy awesomeness. I love it. You got the character of Michael Rapaport, who plays the character of Skoggs, and I like the character of Skoggs. He's the comic relief. He's not overbearing. He's just that right amount of funny, where to the point where like you're not annoyed by him. At the same time, he has a likable quality to him, and I like the friendship he has with Carter, and I like the friendship he has with the preacher character as well. So when Skog's death scene kind of comes out of when Skog's death scene happens, you kind of feel sympathetic towards him because he's a good guy, he's a good character, and he has a genuine rapport with Carter and Preacher. So when you see him die, you kind of feel sad because he goes out and he goes out really gory. Like the shark pretty much bites him in half, and you see his severed foot floating in the ocean. It's gory stuff. I love it. It's good stuff. And this movie, again, this movie's directed by Rennie Harlin, so it's got that right amount of practical effects, which look awesome. This movie was filmed on a stage, and it looks fantastic. The sets are elaborate and look great. The CGI in a lot of areas can be really, really dodgy, especially with the sharks. But the animatronics that they use for the sharks, they look fantastic, beautiful, well done. They look so realistic. I love it. Again, some of the CG can be very, very dodgy and spotty in a lot of areas, but you get the practical effects, which are just all the more better. And of course, everything is all in camera. The sets are real. They're actually on the water, in like this big tank. So it's good stuff. I love it a lot. Rennie Harlin to me is one of those last great action directors that still will use practical effects. And I also think he's underrated too, because I love Die Hard and I love Nightmare 4. And I think Rennie Harlin gets a lot of crap that's really undeserved, because when it comes to action, he knows how to direct action. He's really good at it, especially with this movie. He knows how to direct really good suspenseful shark attack action, and he just brings that level of excitement and dread to his direction as well. And it really shows with this movie. This is a good, like I said, it's a good-looking movie. It's got good actors, has really good character relationships, has very memorable scenes, very memorable quotes, really good death scenes. The sharks are massive, ferocious, and their heightened intelligence makes them all the more scary. So yeah, it's pretty much this. And this movie's filmed like a slasher movie too, which is even more unique. You know, you got Mako Myers, you got Sharky Kruger, and and Shark Voorhees. So it's all good. It's funny stuff. It's good stuff. I like it a lot, and it's got a very and all the shark deaths all pay tribute to the shark deaths from Jaws. One shark gets blown up gets electrocuted like in Jaws. Actually, yeah, correction. Two sharks get blown up like in Jaws 1 and Jaws 4. One shark and Jaws 3. One shark gets electrocuted like in Jaws 2. So I like how they pay tribute to that. There's also another tribute when you see a license plate stuck in a shark's mouth, and that's a direct reference to Hooper finding the license plate in the shark's belly in the first Jaws movie. So this movie's got a lot of good references and callbacks to Jaws movies. And I consider Deep Blue Sea to be the unofficial Jaws 3. Because if a real, Jaws 3 and Jaws Revenge was a complete fucking garbage. But if Jaws 3 was to be like something like this, take the character of Carter, make him into a Brody, and this is a damn good unofficial Jaws sequel. But I like the fact that this movie is standalone, so by itself, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's entertaining, it's high up, it's a thriller, it's great, it's very thrilling, good shark attacks, good acting, good action, and that's it. Nothing else to say. 8 out of 10 for Deep Blue Sea. So, if you like Deep Blue Sea, let me know in the comment sections down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I would like to know. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.